What's going on? We back, Goodfella Sports TV. Y'all know we're going to put in that work. Get on the road, make up for lost time. It's kind of 2 days in a row. Got to speed up and make up, but y'all know what we do, man. Do these videos, sports, boxing, NFL, NBA, real life talk, man. So let's get into it, man. Gilberto Ramirez called out Canelo on boxing scene today in an article. I believe they sparred before. I seen some footage of them sparring. So, sparring is sparring. But I believe sometime in December, it's going to be a rematch between Hart and Gilberto Ramirez. And I'm not 100% sure, especially after Gilberto Ramirez's last performance, that he will beat this guy, man, okay? It's not 100%, money in the bank. I thought Hart, gained a lot of valuable experience versus, Ramirez last time when they fought. Hart, I picked him to win. I just thought he was more in the upswing talent. It really didn't bother me that he didn't beat anybody or fight anybody on the way up. But the lack of experience kind of, bit him in the butt, versus Gilberto Ramirez. Ramirez has been deteriorating ever since the Arthur Abraham fight. He has his skills have not been challenged, and he just been declining, bro, And I think, Vargas, I keep calling this dude Vargas. Hart, He ain't look like that impressive in one of his victories versus one of his former Olympian teammates, amateur teammates from Maryland. Last time out, he blasted the guy out and nobody out in Atlantic City. But, I think he learned a lot of valuable lessons versus Ramirez. And I probably still favor Ramirez to win that. I would favor Ramirez to win the rematch. I don't know why. I'm just not sold on Hart. He don't, have no jaw. Still wild. He still ain't, mellowed down his game. The game ain't really came to him. So I expect Ramirez to win still. Plus, he's more of a cash cow than Hart, the top rank is right now. But Ramirez versus Canelo Alvarez would be an excellent fight, I guess. Ramirez is around the 6'2", 6'3" neighborhood. Canelo is legitimately like 5'6", man. I don't believe those listings. He's like 5'6", dog, and I think it'll be less risk fighting a taller guy like Ramirez than Callum Smith, because Callum Smith is a certified goon, as far as punching, he got bad intentions behind those punches, and we got to see what Canelo does versus Rocky Fielding. If he chooses to stay at 168 pounds, then for Ramirez, that's a good fight, and Canelo, that's a good excuse not to go back down to 160 and face the cap pillars down there. I said it's a good good fight because they're both Mexican. Canelo sparred him before, and he get opportunity to pick up a real belt. Now Ramirez says in the article, which I'll link in the description from Boxing Scene, says after Hart, I want to unify with Canelo. Look here, dummy, you can't unify with Canelo. You can't unify the regular WBA belt unless Callum Smith jumps up and fights Dimitri Bivol, out of nowhere. And Dimitri Bivol offered to come down to fight Callum Smith. Or Callum Smith just gets stripped of the WBA, which we've seen the WBA do stuff like that before. You know what I'm saying? They took Albert Machado, he was the super champion, made him the regular champion, and made Tank the super WBA champion versus a guy that was moving up, coming off a loss in Jesus Clayar, all right, up in Brooklyn. They've done funny stuff like that before, so don't be surprised if the WBA don't push. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think they're going to do it if they push Callum Smith out of the super spot and make Canelo super champion, but he can't unify that regular title with the WBO title. So Canelo would just be, a WBO super middleweight champion. But like I say, man, I wouldn't put it past Canelo beating Gilberto Ramirez. I say that because Gilberto Ramirez has been, his skill levels have been diminished because he ain't fought no elite fights. He ain't got no better. In my opinion, he got drastically worse, from, before the Arthur Abraham fight and right around that area. He did suffer injury, but I don't think the injury had nothing to do with it. He just sucked. He's just not being challenged. He's like a very, very, advanced kid being stuck in like the 4th or 5th grade when he got the mind of a 6th, 7th, 8th grader, okay? And I think, in his last fight versus Rumor Alexo Grayo, whatever the dude's name was, who absolutely fought nobody and was fighting in the middle of clubs and bars, he was hurting Gilberto Ramirez. He might be legitimately a better puncher than Canelo, but Canelo Alvarez can definitely place his punches. Canelo Alvarez can definitely dig to the body. Ramirez is very, very vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? He don't have the most fleet of feet. You know what I'm saying? He don't not a good mover, and he don't control his distance that well neither. He can punch a little bit, but I don't think he's nowhere near the puncher Gennady Golovkin is. So from that standpoint, a guy that's going to stand in front of you, the guy that don't have the rhythmic movement or the slick movement of a black fighter that Canelo fears the most in the ring, I mean, this might be an opportunity. And on top of that, it makes sense also because Canelo is looking to get a network deal, straight through ESPN, not going through Top Rank, or a network deal with DAZN, not through Eddie Hearn, but straight through DAZN. And I think ESPN will open with welcome arms and make this fight happen and negotiate with Top Rank to make Gilberto Ramirez and Canelo Alvarez happen. Okay, sorry for the background noise, but I think that will be something to look at, man. And I think Canelo can get Ramirez, man. Ramirez ain't looking that hot now. Okay, asterisk here. Okay, if Jesse Hart beats Ramirez, which is not out the realm of possibility, Canelo Alvarez will not fight Jesse Hart. I'll tell you that right now. Jesse Hart is, for one, he's black, and Canelo, ain't really trying to fight those rhythmic black fighters. Okay, with speed of Jesse Hart, I think styles make matchups, and I think Jesse Hart's style is bad for Canelo Alvarez. The speed, the power of Jesse Hart, the athletic ability, the rhythmic movement, a little bit more experience. Then plus he don't bring the dollar signs that'll be that make it worth the risk like Ramirez would. See, that'd be an all Mexican class. They'll show up and show out for two Mexicans, putting it all on the line. And Ramirez would benefit from getting some fanfare if he could beat Canelo. And Canelo gets some fanfare for moving up, fighting a rival Mexican. And people try to say, look, he fought, a terror in Gilberto Ramirez. Jamal, it don't matter if he didn't fight Jamal. He moved up and fought a terror. So, they're going to have the protection for Canelo. But versus Jesse Hart, he ain't fighting Jesse Hart, bro. He'll move down before he fights Jesse Hart, I think. No matter how vulnerable we think Jesse Hart is, Canelo is way too small. Jesse Hart is about 6'2.5", 6'3", Ramirez, but he got speed and power, and he got some rhythmic movement. And I think he really got real more velocity and power on his punches than Ramirez. I think a style matchup, and plus, Hart don't bring them that dollar signs behind him neither. Canelo ain't taking that risk, bro. Canelo not taking that risk, and I firmly believe that to be the case. You know what I'm saying? I firmly believe that to be the case, man. So, but it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all think about it. I think Canelo can get Ramirez, even though I would really consider that, a 50-50 fight, if not favor Ramirez. But, he's just been diminishing so bad, bro. So I think Canelo will have a chance. Will Canelo take that challenge? It remains to be seen. I think you have to see, how he plays out physically in the matchup with Rocky Fielding, how he feel. Can he handle the power? Can he handle the size advantage? Can he handle the height advantage? Because Rocky Fielding is 6'1". Ramirez and Hart a little bit taller than that, 6'2.5", 6'3". They're around that area as well. And that's a huge height disadvantage for Canelo. And a little nugget, Canelo looked small at 164.5 versus Chavez Jr. He looked hella small. That's technically super middleweight. So, I have a hard time believing that Canelo at 5'6" is going to stay at middleweight. Super middleweight. I think, his height is a stretch at middleweight sometimes. Because you got guys up there 6'1", 6'2", like Andrade, Jacobs, and Charlo. You got a 5'9" guy down there in Derevchenko. And Canelo ain't one of them dudes that could just cut the ring off and bruise you to the body and walk you down. And special, Canelo like the outbox guys. And I don't see him outboxing, some middleweights, and let alone some of them taller Ranger super middleweights. So I think, this is just a grab with Rocky Fielding. And if, he feel good, maybe he's straight up there and try to hold it down. But I think, man, it's best interest to come back down. But either or, he going to get whooped on, in my opinion, versus the right opponent, okay? But, that's just my opinion. Some people may disagree. But, him and Ramirez make dollar signs, and Ramirez is a little bit vulnerable as well. Probably the most vulnerable champion at 168 pounds, in my opinion. Not including that regular WBA belt. But Goodfellas Sports TV, y'all know what the business is, man. One time for the one time. We're going to continue to hold it down, do we do. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Want to make a donation? The donation link's in the description, right with our social media links as well. And y'all know what it is. One time for the one time. We'll continue to hold it down. And I appreciate everybody for, helping us reach 8,000 subs. We're going to continue to push and, doing what we does, man. And I definitely got much love to my brothers in the Lions Den Box community. Let me know what y'all think. Gilberto Ramirez, Jesse Hart winner versus Canelo. Who wins and why? In the comment section. We gone.